Okay, so we're going to try this one again. I didn't realize it a while ago, but it wasn't broadcasting when I was going live. So I'm just going to wait to see if anybody pops up on here. If you see it, just message me. I'll go kind of over my talking points, everything I was talking about before, same stuff. I'll go over it again. All right. So this is the real estate check-in. This is just a weekly conversation about real estate. Your questions, my answers. Just questions I get throughout the week, or it'll be things related to news and things that you see on the national news and kind of breaking it down to a local level, because real estate is local, and not always what you see on national news is actually what's happening here locally. So, again, as you see this, if you have any questions, feel free to message me, and I'll try to read the comments as I'm going through. But I did prepare a couple of questions that I've gotten over the last week that I want to be able to share with you guys, and hopefully help you, make good informed real estate decisions. And so, let's get into it. So one of the questions I got was, should I sell my house, and then rent? And I really don't plan on moving out of the area for the next, 3 to 4 years. But this is probably the most I'm gonna get for the house, um, is right now if I listed it. And the answer to the question is I don't believe that's true. I think you don't go to sell your house until you're ready, and because as you're in that house, over the next 3 or 4 years, you're going to get appreciation over the next 4 years. There's nothing that's going um, on a national level, or, on a foreign level, that would cause concern as far as real estate values not holding up. One, inventory is still really low. Houses at a price rate are still selling extremely fast. And, just, the pent up demand of buyers that are there, if interest rates start to go down, those people would try to rush back into the market, and buy a house. So, in my opinion, if you don't have to sell your house right now, you're not going to move out of the area for the next 3 to 4 years. There's no need for you to try to sell and think that this is the most that you're going to get, because the house is going to appreciate. Is it going to appreciate, 20% year over year like it did, 3 or 4 years ago? No, but healthy appreciation is 1 to 5%. Probably going to get a little bit more than that, just because home ownership is a thing that has been pushed a lot over the last 4 years, and a lot of people want to get into the market. And so, as things go on, they're not making any more land, and and the inventory of new construction home is still lagging the demand that's there. And so, if you don't have to sell, don't sell. Stay in your house until you get closer to the time when you think you're going to want to make a move out of the area, and then sell a house. Then sell a house. Then, or even if you're maybe a year out, that might give you a little bit more flexibility, where you could rent for a year, and then you know move. But if you're 4 years away, I just feel like you're leaving a lot of money on the table to turn into a renter, and in a situation where you can't control whether that owner wants to sell a house in a year or two, whether they want to go up on the rent $100, $200 a month, over the next couple of years while you're there. There's so many more things that are predictable when you own a property than when you don't. So that's my advice as far as that goes. Um, Next question that I've gotten a lot lately is, or comment, is that I'm going to wait until interest rates go down before I buy. I think that's probably one of the biggest mistakes people who can qualify for a house right now are going to make, because they're going to try to time the market. Unfortunately, you can't time the market. You don't know when rates are going to drop, what's going to cause rates to drop, or if they're not, if this is just a new normal for the foreseeable future, you could be missing out on the opportunity of being a homeowner and being able to get what has really benefited a lot of homeowners over the last 4 years, which is appreciation. Again, it's not going to be that hyper accelerated appreciation, but over time, if you're going to stay somewhere in an area for the next 5 to 10 years, why not, pay yourself for doing that and buying the house. Now, the caveat to that is what you can time if you own a house is a refinance. You're not competing with anybody. You don't have to. Um, you're not in a multiple offer situation. Basically, all you're doing is allowing for yourself to be able to save money month over month by reducing to a lower interest rate than what you locked into when you first got your mortgage. Then therefore, you're putting a little bit more money in your pocket, and you're still getting that appreciation that you were getting in the first place. It just makes it a little bit more manageable, um, and uh, you're able to make the payments. And so the next question is, when is the best time to sell? So I say that because we're going into the spring market, and the thing that I've heard, forever is springtime is the best time to sell. And I would say that no, the best time to sell is when you're ready to sell. When you're ready to make the improvements to the house, when you're ready to price the property right, and you're realistic with the value of the property, that is the best time to sell. Because that's when you're being the most honest about your property, its value, and its potential to sell. Uh, the one mistake I think people make is when they decide they want to put their house on the market in the spring. It's like every other person is thinking the same exact thing, as opposed to putting it on the market now or putting it on the market a little bit later when you have less competition, less inventory. The chances of getting higher price, higher value for the property is going to be a lot better. And so, you have less competition, you have buyers out there that are looking, you have the property priced right. Those are all things that usually generate a higher, better quality offer for you, if you're looking to sell. So if you're thinking about selling, the best time to sell your house is when you're ready, when you need to make a move. And then the last thing is, what are some of the indicators I might have a good chance of putting a contingency offer on a house that I want to buy? This question is more so for people who already own a house. This is a contingency offer is when you have your house on the market, you find a house that you like, you put and then you make the contingency of you selling your house to be able to purchase their house. So prior to 2020, when the average time on the market was, I would say 3 to 5 months at that time, you would have houses that were sitting on the market for 4 months, 5 months that hadn't gotten any offers, and they were more likely to be able to accept the contingency offer or contingency of you selling your house, because then it would allow for them to be able to um, it would allow for them to be able to sell or make plans for their future. So some of the indicators I would say that you would want to look for would be if a house has been on the market for 90 to 100, 120 days. That would be a good indicator that that seller might be interested in taking a contingency offer. Another thing is when you start to see the month supply of inventory go up in the market that you're in. So for the last 4 years, the average month supply of inventory has been around 2 months. 18 months. I'm sorry, it has been about 2 months. So I would say from anywhere from 30 days to 60 days um, was the average inventory that we had um, at the end of each month. So that means that we only had enough inventory to carry us the next month. We would obviously list more properties and that would continue on, but just the month supply of inventory had been extremely low. Just last month, when I was doing a report, that month supply of inventory is up to 4%. And so the magic number is like 6%. 6% is kind of an even market when it starts to go over when it starts to go over 6 months supply, not 6%. When it starts to go over 6 months supply of inventory, that turns into a more of a buyer's market. That means sellers' homes are sitting on the market for a lot longer, and then they'd be more willing to accept an offer with a contingency. So those are the two things that I would look for if you're a seller in this market and you're thinking about putting your house on the market, or you're looking at houses that you would want to move into, trying to find something that you could call your next home before you put your home on the market. Those are the two things that I would look for: is how many months supply of inventory is on the market right now, and two, how long has that particular house been on the market. Those are two great indicators. Again, one, if it's been on the market 90 to 120 days, and two, if there's more than a 6 month supply of inventory, it's a good chance that you might be able to get a contingency offer accepted. So I hope you find this information helpful. These are just four things that questions that I've gotten over the last couple of weeks that I thought I would start off with. But this platform is for you. This is just a real estate check-in for you to be able to look, see what's going on nationally, and be able to ask me questions, and I'll be able to answer them about what's going on here locally. Because as I said earlier, real estate is always local. And there's always going to be a difference between what you see nationally and then what is happening here locally. So hope you find this information helpful. If you're stumbling across this and this isn't live anymore, just share it with people that you think might have some interest in real estate, or might have some questions, and have them tune in the next time. I'll be posting to let you know when I'll be going live streaming, and you'll be able to find me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So thanks again for tuning in. Have a great day.